I'm here at Rouleur Live 2026 on the hunt for all the latest hot tech. There is loads of absolutely incredible stuff here. Some beautiful bikes, some really cool new stuff, and I'm going to find it. And I should tell you that I've already had, at this point, 5 cups of grape juice, which means that this will probably be the greatest video I've ever made. Let's do it. I'm over on the Pinarello stand, which is great. Now, this is Geraint Thomas's bike, his last ever bike that they gave him, and it's blooming lovely. It's absolutely beautiful. Pinarello Dogma F. It says ES on the chainstay there, which stands for Edizione Speciale, which is Italian for special edition. Now, it's covered in gold because he has been an Olympic champion on the track a few times. And it's got a dragon on the front here because he's from Wales. And then it's got his most notable achievements on the top tube. But this is an absolutely beautiful bike. That's not all, though. I also love the Princeton wheels with the gold decals on them there to match the gold on the rest of the bike. There's some other lovely bikes, though, so let's go check those out. There is just so many incredible paint jobs on this stand. I want to ask you guys, which one do you like the best? If you could pick one out of these, what would you pick? So there's Geraint Thomas's one. There's this one, which is a Dogma F one of a kind, in this kind of metallic emerald green with, it says SRM. Look at this colour-coordinated CeramicSpeed oversized pulley wheel system. The bar and the stem, blooming lovely. There's one over there, that is a Dogma GR, that's in the kind of Ghana colourway that he had on his TT bike. This kind of iridescent blue, purple turning into red and green and gold. It's incredible. And there's also this special edition one, which they did for the Jolly Ceramica team at the Giro this year. So you may remember that Pinarello's first ever Grand Tour win came in the Giro. Atop the Stelvio Pass was where it was cemented. And as a tribute to that, they did a special edition blue and silver colourway, which is over there. And that one also, I think that one's my favourite. But let me know what yours is in the comments. This is an incredible bit of tech I've got to show you. It's called the Grava Hub. Now, for those of you who haven't heard of this has been used to win the Gravel World Championships by Marianne Vos and also Paris-Roubaix by Pauline Ferrand-Prévot. Now, this is potentially an absolute game changer, and there is some ingenious engineering inside this. So this one has been cut open so you can see the workings inside. What this hub allows you to do is adjust your tyre pressure on the fly. So for a mixed surface race like the Gravel World Champs or Paris-Roubaix, this is an absolute game changer because we've measured this in the Silverstone lab. We know how much difference tyre pressure can make, and by being able to adjust your tyre pressure as you ride, well, that's absolutely huge. It's worth tens of watts. So the crazy thing about this is that other systems have been developed that can do this. There was a scope system that was talked about a few years ago. The DSM team, they never ended up using it on the day. It had a gas canister and would allow you to inflate your tyres a couple of times, and that was it. This one has a mechanical piston inside, which can engage a bit like a free hub when you press a button, and then inflate your tyres an infinite number of times. The way it works is when we turn this, and you can see there's a cam in here, and then the piston acts as a follower. And so when the cam is engaged, it compresses the piston repeatedly and then inflates your tyres. And then you can deflate them at the press of a valve. This is a really, really, really cool bit of tech. I would be intrigued to try this out. Nice. Over at the CeramicSpeed stand, and they've got something really, really blooming cool. So, they've just brought out their new BB Alpha, which is a ceramic bottom bracket, but redesigned so that the cups are lighter than they were before. But the big thing is it increases longevity without increasing friction. And they've done that by cleverly re-engineering the seal. So you can see an expanded version here, and this is the seal component here that goes in the end. Now, by re-engineering that, they've managed to massively decrease the amount of water and dirt ingress that can get past the seal. And so as a testament to that, they've actually got a test sort of prototype version here, which was used by a pro gravel rider called Tobias Kongstad. And He's used this in 17 races, covering over 12,000 kilometers. And they've got his BB here, and it's like really dirty, which is cool. But why is blowing my mind is like when you feel it, and it's still got grease in this. They've not taken all the grease out. It feels so smooth, and it feels so good. And well, yeah, this was a prototype version of the actual BB Alpha, but yeah, those upgraded seals, blooming great. Kind of have to get some on my bike, hopefully. I mean, for a bottom bracket to still feel like that after 17 gravel races and 12,000 kilometers, that's remarkable. So I'm over at the Wahoo stand, and they've got something to show the benefits of their Wahoo training app. So what they're doing to highlight this is actually making some top trump style cards of me and Si. Now the reason for this is not just a bit of fun, which it is, it's for good reason. So what this will allow them to do is to show our relative strengths and weaknesses in endurance, breakaway ability, attack ability, and sprinting. Now, this can then be broken down into what is a relative strength for you versus what is pretty good and where is your potential for the most improvement so that you can tailor your training within the zones, in the workouts, in the app. Pretty cool. I'm going to get my card now. So I've got my card, and I mean, I look quite young, which is nice. But it says my biggest areas for improvement, my biggest opportunities are in my aerobic capacity and my sprint, which, well, is absolutely spot on. I'm rubbish at sprinting. Over on the Princeton stand, and they've got these rather nice new Tactic Racing version, well, the TR02, the version 2 of the Tactic Racing Hub. They are seriously nice. We actually had them on the tech show. What I've not seen, though, before are these beautiful little lock rings that they've got for your disc brake rotors, which are really light and they just look really smart. Like, that is a little nerdy but very cool thing. On this stand, they also have a Hope Lotus bike, but I've not seen this one before in person. So the Hope Lotus bike has been around for a few Olympic cycles now, but this was the updated one they had in Paris with the serrated edges on the fork to make it more aerodynamic, like the sort of little tubercle design. What is quite astounding about this is when you see it in person, I think you would be surprised if you've not seen one, how sort of rough and ready the finish is. It's quite industrial. It's not like super refined and smooth like a Pinarello or something. It's like an industrial tool, but looks amazing. Also, 70-tooth chainring, almost as big as mine. And these amazing Princeton track special double disc wheels in there as well. So this is set up as a team pursuit bike, but I better be so rapid to ride this. Whew. This might be the most divisive but also innovative bike at Rouleur. So this, I thought, was the new Trek Checkpoint, but it's actually a brand new model. It's called the Checkout, like at a supermarket. So this is a gravel bike, but it's a full suspension gravel bike. So it's got a pivot down here at the bottom bracket. You've got rear suspension. You've also got a RockShox fork at the front. And this bike was actually used as an unbranded prototype to win the Atlas mountain race earlier this year, where it was being used in just an all-white plain version. Now, I mean, we've been waiting for this to happen, haven't we? We've been waiting for a gravel bike to go this far. It's essentially a mountain bike with drop bars. But having recently been to Bolivia and ridden in terrain that was a mixture of perfect for gravel bike, but also bits where I felt Si and I were a little bit underbiked in the Andes, this would have been, I think, the perfect bike. So I definitely think there is a use case for this kind of gravel bike. And I'm really excited by this. I think this is where it's going to go. Other stats on it, it's got clearance for tyres over 50, I can say full-on mountain bike tyres. It's got 50s in there at the moment, and there is bags of clearance. These mounts on the down tube are really intriguing. So these are anything mounts, is what they're calling them. I've not seen these before, but they allow you to mount anything. So you can put bottles on there, but you can also mount frame bags and hydration systems. We've got a SRAM wireless dropper post on here, brilliant. The bike actually comes with this rack mount on the back as well, so definitely ideal for ultra endurance adventures in wild places, like the Atlas Mountain Race. And it's got SRAM Explorer on it as well. And if you're wondering about the paint job and this cow behind us, that's because where Trek is from in Wisconsin, there's loads of like cows and cheese and stuff and milk, and so it's a nod to that. Anyway, let us know what you think about the new Trek checkout. I'm excited by this, very excited. This is the bike that I am most excited to see at Rouleur Live, because this is that new number 22 titanium aero bike. Now, we've talked about this on the GCNTech show when we did a segment about the most expensive bike you could hypothetically build. And we picked this as the frame set because it's not just expensive, it's just blooming incredible. So it's 3D printed, additive manufactured titanium, and it's just exquisite. So I'm going to run you through some of the details on it. The first thing to point out is the finish on it, because it just looks beautiful. And it's a combination of Cerakoted titanium here, but then also polished titanium for the logos, which creates this beautiful gloss matte contrast. It is beautiful. Now, the reason why I'm excited to see this is because going to a lot of bike shows, you come to realize that when you see a bike in person, you see so much more than you just see in pictures or video on the internet. And this sort of integrated stem cockpit is a great example of that. So this is absolutely beautiful. So I can actually show you by removing the top cap. Look at this. It's just beautiful machined titanium. And the cable routing is just designed to flow just perfectly through here and then down into the stem. So you get this clean look. And you can also change out the bar and put on whatever bar width you want. I'm lost for words. It's quite possibly the most beautifully machined, integrated bar and stem I've ever laid my hands on. I love the shaping at the front. It's very sleek and aero. The fork is actually carbon, but it does have a 3D printed titanium fairing on the bottom of the fork to help make the front disc brake caliper a bit more aerodynamic. We've got these beautiful titanium through axles, naturally. The bottom bracket is a T47. Big fan of T47. It's a good standard. The chain set on here with the 22 on there. By the way, top marks, if you know that the reason why they're called number 22 is that 22 is the number of titanium in the periodic table. I know that because I studied chemistry. So also some other details on here. The way the seat post slots in the back here, and you've got this sort of aero feature going on with the way the airflow can go through there. I'm not sure if that's more aerodynamic, but it looks absolutely amazing. The down tube slightly elongates here and gets a little bit wider, a bit like the Pinarello Dogma F. This thing is just absolutely beautiful. Also, we've got an unbranded CeramicSpeed Aero OSPW on here with a matte finish. It just looks absolutely brilliant. So in case you're interested about the number 22 reactor, in availability terms, they've told me that it will be hopefully available in the first quarter of 2026 to buy. There are pre-orders currently being taken for it, and the frame set price is estimated to be around $15,000. So incredibly expensive, but because of additive manufacturing costs, then titanium as a raw material is expensive. This is not going to be made in huge numbers. It's hard to make. That's why they have that price. But yeah, for a very lucky few who can afford it, this is a very special bike. Canyon are showcasing their My Canyon customization program with this beautiful carousel of different canyons. Now, the My Canyon program allows you to customize your new bike at the point of purchase by opting for several different paint job options. And you can also choose the colour of the logos as well, in addition to the actual main body paint scheme. But the new thing is you can actually spec the crank length and the stem length now, which is absolutely mega, especially with everyone seemingly wanting 160mm cranks these days. These paint jobs look absolutely beautiful. So there's this sort of rose gold kind of one over here, which is very similar to the one, well, it is the same as the one that I had in America earlier this year. Very sad I no longer have that bike. But looking at all these paint jobs in person, I'm trying to decide which one I like the best. That metallic swirly emerald green one looks amazing with the white graphics on the down tube, as does this red one. But I think my favourite is this one. Like with the sort of paint splatter effect. I mean, I really like that. White bikes, gloss white bikes. Yes. I'm over at Topeak for some top quality cycling gadge. And first thing I'm going to show you is this, which you may think is a Presta valve, but this is no ordinary Presta valve. This actually came out at Eurobike, but I feel that most people still aren't aware about this, and it is the nerdiest best cycling invention you haven't heard of, if you haven't heard of it. So it's called their TurboFlow valve. Now, this has a number of design features that make it way, way, way better than a normal Presta valve. So this is a tubeless valve. So the end of it is actually designed so that it goes past the sealant inside your tyre to make inflation better. But the headline here is that this, by redesigning the valve, it can get 3 times the airflow of a normal Presta valve. Why is that important? Well, it means you can inflate your tyres much more efficiently, much more easily. But also, if you're setting up tubeless systems, you can do it with a standard pump much more easily because you can get that air in and seat the tyre. You don't need a massive inflator or a pressure system. You can just use a normal pump, which is amazing. So the valves come like this, and they come with a special tool I'm holding here, which is designed to help seat the valve in the rim to give you a more airtight seal. So they've improved that aspect as well. But you can actually take the head off here, and they actually sell just the head part. And that will slot on to any standard Presta valve that you already have as well. So you can just modify your existing valves and give them better airflow. I think this is an absolute game-changing mega invention that more people should know about. But that's not all. They also have a new electric pump. I mean, electric pumps have become like the must-have Christmas present item for cyclists, right? So I've got this one, the E-Booster, but they've now got the E-Booster Mini, which is... I'm looking at what it says here. 42 grams lighter. It's smaller. Cool. And if I turn it on, it charges nearly as quick as well, right? So this one does 80 PSI in 50 seconds. This one does 80 PSI in 60 seconds. But it's 42 grams lighter and it's way smaller. Look at that. Woo! And now for something completely different. I'm on the Exposure stand. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, Exposure are a British company that make lights. And they make very, very, very good lights. And they're beautifully like CNC machined bodies. They've got a new one. This is the Sirius 11. Now this little thing here can do 1,300 lumens. The previous one could do 900 lumens. I once used it in Italy and rode into a town at night and made a local man very angry that I was blinding him with my 900 lumens. But this one now does 1,300. And it'll do that for an hour and a half, which is a really impressive burn time for a light that is just that size. In its lowest flashing mode, which you might want to use for commuting, it'll do that for 130 hours, which is blooming loads. But yeah, really nice lights. And, well, if you ride in the dark, there you go. Brompton, will it Zwift? The answer is yes. They've fixed a Brompton with a Zwift cog onto a Wahoo Kicker trainer. And, well, not only that, it's a special edition Zwift Brompton. Looks amazing. It's got like pink and orange on it. And you can actually select that bike in-game and ride it, which is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to ride the virtual Brompton on the actual virtual Brompton. And I'm going to do a 200-metre sprint down the Mall in London. Let's go. How many watts do you think I can hit? Like, over 700, I think it'll be good. 678. I need to work on my... I need to work on it. That is, unfortunately, all I've got time for here at Rouleur, but it's been blooming amazing. There's so much cool stuff here. Let us know in the comments what your favourite thing has been. There's actually a lot here that I actually haven't been able to show you. So I filmed some other stuff that I'm going to try and put in another video. So make sure you check that out. Also, managed to get these like Campagnolo stickers coming to a laptop near you soon. Love you, bye.